Ever felt like we're not alone? You're not the only one. In this video, we're diving into some of the most unsettling encounters people claim they've had with beings from beyond our world. These stories, some backed by witnesses, strange evidence, or sheer coincidence, just might make you question what's out there. I'm not saying these encounters are true, that's for you to decide, but each story has left a mark on those who experienced it. So, if you're ready, let's explore these tales of close encounters. Eerie abductions and mysterious visitors. 1. Betty and Barney's lost time. Late one night, Betty and Barney Hill were driving down a dark road, still savoring memories of their Canadian vacation, when something strange caught their attention. They spotted what looked like a shooting star, but as it moved erratically and changed direction, it became clear this wasn't any ordinary celestial object. Curiosity pulled them out of the car, and they watched, mesmerized, as the object veered towards them. Suddenly, fear set in, and they bolted back to the car, speeding off. But when they arrived home, they felt off. It wasn't until later that they realized they had lost 2 whole hours they couldn't account for. Under hypnosis, they each recounted disturbing, fragmented memories of an alien abduction. Tall figures, odd lights, strange sensations. Oddly enough, both of their watches had stopped right after the incident. Coincidence? Maybe. Or perhaps the beginning of one of the most infamous abduction stories in the world. 2. The Eerie Nights of Dennis Entay. In 2007, Dennis Entay was living what he thought was a pretty ordinary life in a quiet town until the strange sounds began. Every night, without fail, he'd hear pots clanging, drawers sliding open in the kitchen, but whenever he checked, nothing was there. One night, the noises escalated, but when he rushed to his bedroom door, he froze. There, a figure stood in the darkness, tall and lanky, with an elongated head and faintly glowing eyes. Dennis tried to scream, but he couldn't move, paralyzed, like he was locked in a nightmare. Night after night, the figure returned, each time moving closer, each time more vivid. And then, one night, as Dennis watched, unable to move, the figure slowly backed out of the room. Moments later, he felt control return to his body, and he raced to the window. He claims he saw a craft lifting off into the sky. Afterward, he found his backyard disturbed, with a strange circular indentation on the ground. Even stranger, locals and visitors alike reported seeing strange lights in the sky that week. Was it all in his mind? Dennis believes otherwise. 3. The Kentucky Trio. 3 women were driving through the winding roads of Stamford, Kentucky, when something truly strange happened. As they rounded a bend, an unearthly light engulfed their car, and in an instant, everything went dark. When they came to, each of them was left with an eerie feeling, but no memory of what had happened. Afterward, the women decided to undergo hypnosis to retrieve those lost memories. Each recounted a disturbingly similar story: alien beings, invasive examinations, and a return to their car with no memory of the journey. As if that wasn't strange enough, they all passed a lie detector test with flying colors. Around the same time, locals reported seeing a UFO, adding more mystery to the tale. The women are convinced they experienced something extraordinary that night, and to this day, they're haunted by fragments of what they say happened in that blinding light. 4. Strange lights over Texas. In Texas, a man claimed to have barely escaped an alien encounter that left him terrified. He even presented blurry photos as proof, though skeptics demanded clearer evidence. Still, his story caught traction. The man reported seeing an enormous UFO hovering near a disused Air Force base. What's more, witnesses in the area claimed they saw the craft reappear multiple times, often lined up with several pulsating orbs that vanished in unison. Locals started calling it the Texas UFO fiasco, as reports of strange sightings piled up. One night, the man described seeing rows of lights in the sky that seemed to move in sync, a formation too organized to be random. Whether it was an elaborate hoax or a genuine sighting, those lights became a part of the town's strange lore. 5. Peter Cory and his mysterious visitors. Peter Cory's story is one of the stranger ones. He was resting on his couch when he was suddenly jolted awake to find two unusual women in his living room. One woman had long blonde hair, the other had an unusual, almost unfamiliar appearance. Before he could react, the blonde woman grabbed him, pushing his head toward her chest in a strange embrace. In a moment of sheer panic, Cory bit her, but she didn't even flinch. There was no blood, no reaction, as if she felt nothing. The women vanished as suddenly as they'd appeared, leaving Peter disoriented and disturbed. Later, he found a single blonde hair left behind, tangled in his clothing. Tests revealed that this hair didn't match any known human or animal DNA, adding yet another layer of mystery. While some suggest Cory's recent head injury could explain his account, that unexplained hair leaves skeptics and believers alike scratching their heads. 6. Sergeant Moody's terrifying encounter. Stationed in New Mexico, Sergeant Moody was no stranger to strange sightings, but nothing could have prepared him for what happened one clear night. As he sat in his car, watching a meteor shower, he noticed something much larger and brighter descend from the sky, right in front of him. The craft landed, and Moody tried to start his car to drive away, but the engine was dead. Then, everything went black. Later, under hypnosis, Moody remembered seeing humanoid figures approaching his car, their features blurred but unmistakably unearthly. He recalled attempting to fight them off, slamming his car door against one and even taking a swing at another. But his resistance was short-lived. Moody described being subdued and subjected to strange experiments. When he awoke, there was a large chunk of time he couldn't recall, and a lingering feeling that he'd experienced something far beyond human understanding. 7. The Summer Camp Mystery. Two teenagers were working as camp counselors when they experienced something they'd never forget. One summer night, while at the camp's lake, they spotted a strange light hovering above the docks. As they watched in disbelief, a beam of light shot out from the object, and then darkness. The next thing they remembered was waking up with an eerie sense that something had happened to them. Under hypnosis, both recounted being taken aboard a craft and subjected to examinations by beings with elongated heads and webbed fingers. Other campers and locals even reported seeing strange lights in the sky that night. For these two, the summer of strange lights would haunt them for years to come. 8. The curious case of Sonia's vanishing. Sonia believed she was abducted, but it was her daughter's Eerie experience that truly raised the stakes. After the alleged abduction, Sonia's daughter began complaining about a strange presence in her room, something that seemed to pull at her leg in the middle of the night. Concerned, Sonia's husband installed CCTV cameras around the house. One night, they reviewed the footage, only to find Sonia mysteriously vanishing from view for a few moments. When she reappeared, she had no memory of leaving the room. Some viewers of the footage believe it shows proof of an alien presence, while others remain skeptical. Regardless, the story of Sonia's vanishing act has left even the most hardened skeptics questioning what might truly be out there. 9. The Bald Men and the Twins. For as long as they could remember, twin sisters claimed they'd been visited by strange beings they called the Bald Men. Starting from the age of 5, they recalled seeing bright lights in their bedroom before being lifted from their beds and taken to an alien ship. One sister remembered vividly how the inside of the ship became transparent, letting her look down at the earth below as if she were suspended in space. The twins' descriptions sounded outlandish to some, but one day, an unidentifiable footprint was found outside their bedroom window. It didn't match any known animal or human print, adding a haunting layer of credibility to their story. To this day, the sisters claim they're still occasionally visited by the Bald Men, and the unexplained footprint remains a mystery. 10. Dr. Hopkins and the Man with No Eyebrows. Dr. Hopkins was studying a UFO case when he received an unexpected call from a supposed UFO organization. Agreeing to meet, he was startled when, mere moments later, a strange man appeared at his door. The man had no eyebrows, wore red lipstick over what appeared to be artificial lips, and spoke in a robotic monotone. This strange visitor warned Hopkins to destroy his UFO research, even demonstrating a disturbing trick by making a coin disappear. As the man continued, his behavior became more erratic, almost as if he were a machine running out of power. Eventually, he left, vanishing into the night. Dr. Hopkins later discovered the UFO organization had never heard of the man, leaving him, and those who hear his story, with a chilling reminder that not all visitors from beyond may be what they seem. Let us know which story creeped you out the most in the comments. If you enjoyed these alien encounters, hit like, subscribe, and join us as we keep uncovering the unknown. See you in the next one.